And I'm back with more Persona 5 Royal. Today, we're going to meet Yoshida for a speech. Because we're knee-deep in the social life portion of Persona right now. So let's go. Searching all alone.
Everyone.
The conviction of a government is often tested during times of turmoil. However, the current administration refuses to discuss the plans of the future. Can we really accept such an utter lack of transparency? I've been hearing this type of criticism about the government a lot lately. It's because Diet member Shido has been grabbing popularity and been saying the same thing. So he's just echoing another sentiment? Whatever. So we first stole party funds and now you're stealing ideas? Stop talking big, you ex-convict. It seems I've drawn the ire of the audience again. So he's claiming those who have made mistakes shouldn't get a second chance. What can I say to that? What was that? You got something to say to me? What's up with this kid? What, you little... Yes. I am no good Tora, and I've made mistakes. And yes, I am unpopular and powerless. But that has nothing to do with my argument. These are things that I learned from all my hardships.
Yes.
You can criticize me all you want, but I will continue to oppose what is wrong with this world. Today's speech ended up being filled with a lot of passion. Quite unexpectedly, I might add. The highlight, though, was your yelling. That's very promising. But don't overdo it. You should avoid making enemies whenever possible. Okay, that's all for today. You two were amazing. I've been wrong this whole time. Even though someone's failed in the past doesn't mean that you can't try. But that's all I wanted to say.
You.
Please wait.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's all I wanted to say. You're a strange one, just like the kid. I learned something from your dauntless spirit today. I have a bad habit of getting flustered whenever someone calls me no good Tora. But you see me as someone you value, so I refuse to cower at criticism in front of you. Today you taught me that I must have more confidence in my arguments. Level 4. And remember, you do have to complete this by November. My way of thinking changes when I'm with you. Perhaps it's the influence of your youthful spirit. But it seems we've run out of time.
Ask you again another time.
Thank you for your hard work today. Thanks to you, I've remembered something very important. Now that I think about it, ever since the scandal, I've felt alone and helpless. Like this whole world was against me. Perhaps I got too used to the constant judging and critique, but I've realized I've overlooked something crucial. I'd forgotten the people that supported me, and how encouraging it was simply to be in their presence. Perhaps it seems too obvious, or too trite, but I hope you remember to cherish that too. Good. I'm glad to hear it. I will engrave it into my heart. I can't let myself forget it again. Well, I'll be counting on you for my next speech, too. See you again soon.
Whew. I made it on time. I suppose I'm still safe if you're here. I can't be late today, too. Well, I don't deny it. I have much more work in television because of the Phantom Thieves. I have permission from my school, but it's still tough to do both.
Well, word of advice: having coffee mid to late night is not a good idea if you're trying to get sleep.
I can't keep complaining. Well, let's both do our best today.
Sure. Sorry about that. A little sniffle. Nah.
So sorry.
Oh, it's so gross and humid. Even though it's the end of June. Oh, yeah. In Japan, when the rainy season ends, we say that it opens. But in English, it's more common to hear people say the rain seems to come to a close. Expressions for the weather are totally different depending on what country you're in. Now then,
How about you?
which of these animals is involved with English idioms about the weather? Dogs. It's raining cats and dogs.
Good.
Yay. Stop asking me about Japanese stuff that I don't know because I'm not from Japan. Keep asking me English phrases, which I probably know because I'm from America. American English, which is terrible.
Going.
I don't know. I'm not from England. What do you want me to do? I'm from the Midwest. In Norwegian, we're saying it's raining witches. And in Poland, raining frogs? Yeah. I mean, if it was raining frogs, that would be a lot of food, but not the kind of food I would be looking for. Anyway, what do we got? There's Maroki, but he's not going to finish. Still, as much as I'd like to start Yosuke's thing... There's more I can do with Maroki's, at least. Like I said, this is mandatory to get the ending I'm looking for. So, kind of have to put certain things to the side.
Air pressure's been dropping. It's open.
Yes. Give me candy. Huh? Well, he might like that. No, or not. Oh. He didn't really... Well, I didn't want it.
Well, see you.
Hmm. Well, I didn't know I grabbed it. I didn't buy it.
Rain, huh?
Hey.
You know what's funny? For a guy who hates customers, you sure... Huh? Oh. For a guy who hates customers, you sure want them. Then again, I'm totally aware of that, because I'm in the same boat. Because it passes time. It just does. It passes time. Okay. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do... Because I need to go here for one thing, just in case.
It feels so
Fuck
cute.
you, Mishima. Okay, she must not be out here. Unless... No, this is too far out. Okay. Well, I know what I'm doing today. I'm going to meet somebody new! So, couple words. First up, Hifumi is voiced by Eden Regal. She was Marie in Persona 4 Golden and the other Persona games, and Estelle from Tales of Vesperia. But she's done a whole lot of other voice work. You can kind of tell her voice when you hear it. Secondly, Hifumi was meant to be a character in the party, I suppose? Like in early drafts of this game, but it was scrapped. So definitely be aware that even as far as social links go, this one's pretty damn intense. It's probably on the same level as like a Kawakami in terms of like, you know, Kawakami or Takemi in terms of like intrigue, because I think it was meant to be a palace. You know, and interesting because shogi is basically chess in a way. I shudder to think what a palace based on shogi and news reporters and stuff like that would have been like. That would have been an interesting fucking look. But they decided against it, and she's just a confidant Link, and I like her, and as we'll see.
Hey!
Hifumi Togo.
What?
Yes? I'm Hifumi Togo. Strange. I did receive approval for it, though. Experimenting with new tactics is best to do alone in a place like this. Well, I suppose it doesn't sound terribly plausible to someone who doesn't play. Don't mind me. Go ahead and pray. So you could also like learn social links or relearn social links in here if you want to, but really you're here for Hifumi's social links, so.
Yes? Can I help you? Huh? You don't necessarily have to learn from me, you know. There are other options, such as playing online. Sorry. I just can't. Well then. So... you like shogi? Like me? You're a bit strange, but... thank you. Okay, just a quick game then. 20 seconds per move, if that's alright with you. I'll start.
This would be like me playing chess.
So this is your skill level, huh?
You could hear it in her voice.
The dragon which governs the blue sky has fallen into my hands. How do you intend to survive this?
I intend by giving up.
Check. It's checkmate no matter how you look at it. Please concede. To concede is an act of admitting that you have lost with grace. If you aspire to become a shogi player, I recommend that you take your study of the game to heart. Thank you for playing.
Wow. Wow. Shit.
Well then, that will be all for today. If it's alright with you, may I request another match sometime?
You kicked the shit out of me pretty quickly and you want to play again?
I feel a gambler's spirit emanating from you.
I mean, I know a guy who rides an airship, and I know a guy who rides a Moogle. They played slots and threw dice at people, but I don't think that's what you mean. Or do you mean that time I watched Cowboy Bebop and ransacked the casino and beat the shit out of the... No.
Which is strange, since your style of play is that of a complete novice.
Gee, thank you. Now you know why I quit the chess club after one session and then went to D&D and then never quit, because D&D is way more my speed. I am not a competitive person. Or at least I shouldn't be.
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. However, I will instruct you under one condition. You become my playing partner so that I can research new moves. Is that agreeable?
Yeah, fine by me.
Thank you very much. Well then, it's a deal. I'll teach you how to play, and you'll assist me with my new moves.
Show me your moves. Every time, without fail. Every time, without fail, Sai has to say something. I played shogi with a girl.
I think that quite advanced strategies are necessary to succeed at that many criminal acts.
Yes?
And yours weren't by the wit of an amateur. You had a professional who regularly deals with such tactics. You have an idea on who that is, don't you?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna tell you.
I am thou. Thou art I. Thou hast acquired a new vow. It shall become the wings of rebellion that breaketh thy chains of captivity. With the birth of the star persona, I have obtained the winds of blessing that shall lead to freedom and new power.
Koma Sabaki allows you to swap current party members with backup members during Joker's turn. Handy.
All right.
This is something that should be mandatory in all games, but
Okay, let's end here for today.
I'll take it. Yeah, I learned to schmert. I learned how to get my ass kicked in shogi. Now,
Thank you for today.
again, I know that shogi and chess are completely different and probably have different rules, but that's the closest approximation I can make for people who aren't as familiar with it. Because I've never played shogi either, so. But you see things everywhere. Anyway, thank you again for today. Before you head home, would you like to exchange phone numbers with me? There's no obligation, of course. Thank you. All right, then. Let's see. Yes, it went
Until
through.
next time.
I'll let you know if I come up with any more new strategies. Boo, boo, boo. Maybe one more social link. We'll see where we go with a Tuesday. Huh? Confessions of Boy. Confessions of Boy. What is it with Kratos? Huh. Man.
Okay.
Good
Look.
morning.
Ooh, whoa! Hello. Well, that was nice of her. I met a Kasumi while standing around like an idiot. And sure enough... Oh. Okay. There's Makoto. There's Takemi. And there's a Ryuji. Well, one of those options is not like the other. Like, I remember saying I would try to get Ryuji's social link high enough to get a skill, like this level 7 skill he's got. And then I realized, I remember I hated Ryuji's guts, so I don't care. So there's Takemi. Man, there's a lot of people. Let's finish up Takemi's, why don't we? I mean, we're almost fucking there. I mean, you've seen how I kick the shit out of dudes. This isn't really going to be a hard playthrough, even if I do get rid of people. All the data, specimens, and sample medicine. They're all inside that case. Let me know if you need anything else. Based on what I read in the findings summary, your results are truly amazing. We'll perform one more final exam with the equipment, and we'll be ready to treat Miwa-chan with it. Excellent. I leave the rest to you. Oh, this is your kid from the study. Yep, my little guinea pig. You certainly walked a dangerous line, but I'm sure you implemented the strictest of safety protocols. Please put some thought into the offer we discussed, will you, okay? I'll call you later. Oh, that's the doctor who's treating Miwa. He just so happened to be a year ahead of me in college. I told him everything since I was so close to perfecting the medicine.
Thanks.
So, I have to thank you again. This is all thanks to you helping me.
I see.
Okay. Then I guess I won't. From my tour of the medical facility and discussions I had, I'm confident this will be a success. The complete development on schedule. Final result will be out of my hands, though, if I don't accept their offer, that is. I was recruited. He offered me position as head of research and development, which means I'd have to close my practice. I start first thing next month, but Takemi Clinic of Internal Medicine's gone. Really? Because of your entrance exams? You seem flustered. Are you really that troubled by it? Just kidding. Part about being recruited is true, but I don't intend to close my practice. I kind of like being a general practitioner. I still get to work with new medicines, though. Once the medicine's perfected, I'll be able to see Miwa-chan and receive my reward with a smile. Oh, and I need to give you a reward, too. I'll think of something to give my little guinea pig for holding up his end of the trial. Good thunk. So, yeah, at the end of every female social link, at least I believe every female social link, they will give you an option to fall for them. Again, I've said that under most circumstances, the older women are off limits to me just by the age gap thing. I'm one of those people that actually believes in that whole thing, so my guess is Takemi is about 8 to 10 years older than me, which is way too much for me personally. So,
All right.
and yeah, Takemi's great and all, but besides,
Anyway.
I don't want the harem problem, so there we go. You were really concerned when I thought I was going to close my office. I know you said it was for your entrance exam, so come on. I think it's time you started being honest with
Hey.
me. Why do you keep coming to me? Oh. Why don't you tell me the truth?
I see.
Well, I can take a hint. Wow, is she interested? Damn. You should get going. Come visit any time.
I'll see you later.
She was. Oh, damn. Well, guinea pig, thanks for tagging along today. I've got my drug in my hands to someone I trust. Everything's on track for the cure to go through. And something tells me I never would have gotten this far without you. Thanks for doing this. You stuck by me even when one of the side effects could have killed you. You really are the best guinea pig I could have asked for. Well, still need some tests and adjusting, so there's still lots of work. But I have faith that someday soon I'll be able to see Miwa-chan smile again. And I haven't forgotten all you've done for me. I'll make sure to bump up your compensation. Okay. Alright then.
Ah, you're back.
Hey!
Aha! Cool. Well, so Akeshi's not available, so it's definitely looking like the fortune teller thing is going to be our next thing. But I will save that for tomorrow's episode, shall we? We're making our way through social link territory. And I will see everybody next time. Thanks for watching.